Alrighty, so this is going to be a reading for my Pisces. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to be looking at the next 48 hours for your love life. And of course, for my people who are returning, you already know how this goes. But for my new people, I'm just going to run across it really quickly. How this reading works, you have an option between card 1 and card 2. This is going to represent the theme of your love life during this time frame, and it's going to have its own corresponding spread. So take a minute, pick whichever card you feel like closely, I don't want to use that word, whatever card you feel like you're drawn to. And this is going to be a cool way to kind of test your own intuition here. Another thing, if you want to watch both spreads, you can watch both of them to see if there's any takeaway messages for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. The first card I want to get into is going to be this one. And for everyone who chose this card, the energy we have is angelic assistance. And it says divine guidance, loving support. So starting off with my singles, with this card coming up, this is speaking to your angels giving you a level of guidance during this time frame and kind of putting you on the path that you're supposed to be on. So there may be some fated events that take place that bring you closer and closer to a resolution to, you know, some disappointment that you may still have unsettled, or like giving you a space of clarity to really see what path, like I said, is lined up for you down the line here. When it comes to also my singles and possibly like an ex that you guys may have on your mind, some of you that is the case. Okay, this is also spirit giving you some sort of advice or clarity on what to do with that connection. Now, for my people who are in a relationship, this is also showing up as guidance as well for you guys during this time frame. Just make sure you're listening. Okay, so let's get into these cards. So the first card is going to be the Knight of Chalices, and this is representing my singles. So with this, you guys may be experiencing a situation where someone who you're interested in, they may be acting pretty fickle during this time frame. And whenever I use the word fickle, this is someone who shows up when they want to show up, and they know all the sweet things to say and all the sweet things to do. But when it comes to consistent efforts, consistent energy being put into this connection, there may be a lack of consistency. Or this person, they move like the wind. Like they don't have a set way of being with you. This person moves based off of their feelings, and this person just gives you mixy energy. Okay. Some of you may be also suffering with 1 second wanting to put yourself out there when it comes to love, and then the next second wanting to shut off completely from love. And some of you are just tired of like putting yourself out there and then dealing with people who are just like seeming like they're interested at one moment and then not the next. Now, for my people who are in a connection currently, I do have the Star card. So this is you guys trying to remain hopeful or wishful when it comes to this relationship staying put together. You guys also could be trying to heal the relationship by like going to therapy, especially if you guys are married. Or at least like trying to get over the shortcomings that may have came up in the past. But for the most part, this is the energy of trying to move forward, especially if you are dealing with an Aquarius here. Now, when it comes to your person's sexual desires of you during this time frame, with the Devil card, I think they just want to how do I say this? They just want to be intimate with you sexually, honestly. Whenever the Devil card comes up, this is already very sexual energy. So whatever kinks or freaky stuff that you guys like to do within your relationship, they want to do that. They want to participate in that, okay? Now, the advice for you with the Tower here, there's a need for you guys to recognize where there's shortcomings or where there is instability within your relationship. So this could be instability in the trust aspect in your relationship, or instability in, you guys communicating properly. Sometimes you guys can, sometimes you can't. So it's seeing where there's a pitfall and nipping that in the bud that needs to happen here. And for my people who are single, this is making sure you don't have a destructive mindset when it comes to your love life. How are you perceiving your love life? Are you perceiving it from this viewpoint of struggle and everything falls apart? Or are you looking at it from a point of view of, okay, well, what exactly makes all my relationships fall apart in the first place? Is there a reoccurring theme? And trying to identify that. Now, the last part that's going to represent your person's next set of actions, we have the King of Pentacles. So they're going to try to show you that they care about you in a physical nature for sure. But also this is them trying to woo you back in by showing you that they're more trustworthy, that you don't necessarily have to worry about them like cheating or just trying to show up and be like this mature figure during this time frame. So they may try to work on whatever aspects that you may have pointed out that they may do. They're going to try to work on that. And for my singles, yeah, I think that you may have an earth sign that's of interest here as well. But okay, let's go ahead and get into the second card. So everyone who chose this one, we do have power over difficulty, and it says reclaiming your power. All right, interesting. So for everyone who chose this card, my singles, this is speaking to you guys finally getting your power back after having some destructive relationships kind of throw you off of your journey. Sometimes when you get into destructive relationships, it can be something that's such a detriment to where that it becomes something that throws your whole life over or throws your whole life off. Okay. So a lot of you are getting back on your grind. You're focused on your career. You're focused on doing the things that you wanted to do prior to getting into a relationship. And this is you, like I said, taking your power back. For my people who are in a relationship, this is more so you trying to get your power back within the relationship. You could be trying to set clear boundaries during this time frame and realizing that, yeah, you may have been being a little too nice in regards to not really having boundaries in place. So singles, with that Judgment energy here, you guys may be deciding on whether or not you should get back with an ex. You could even have an ex try to resurface randomly and try to contact you and see, if they can, talk to you and see if you're open to them being around. So you're going to have questions on whether or not you should do that. Or you guys may be in question on whether or not you should reach out to this love interest, especially if you've noticed that this person has changed in some sense. You may be keeping tabs on them via social media and maybe want to speak to them. For my other singles, you're starting to realize, have somewhat of a level of a wake-up call when it comes to what you may have accepted for a little too long in some sort of connection here. This is realizing, dang, I really was putting up with this, verbal abuse or mental abuse from this connection for way too long. Now, for my people who are in a connection currently, I do have the Hermit card. So some of you may actually be taking a short break during this time frame. There may be a moment where you guys do split up. And this isn't a permanent breakup, but this is just either you or this person needing a moment to make sense of things. Whenever I see the Hermit card, this is self-reflection. This is going within and confronting your deep feelings about something. So if you're dealing with a Virgo, I really do see that where you guys may take a moment. But regardless of the zodiac sign, you just may need a moment to really make sense of things. Now, when it comes to your person's sexual desires of you, I do have the Wheel of Fortune. So this person, their sexual desires, they may want to deal with you in like a threesome type setting, and I'm really talking to my people who may be like into polygamy or like more so free-form relationships. For others of you, this is more so them wanting to try different things this time around. I think that they feel like the sex may have gotten kind of complacent in a sense, and they may want to be trying like new positions and stuff like that. So interesting there. But the advice I'd like to give you guys with the Four of Wands, there's a need for you guys to work on the foundation of your relationship or your marriage. You guys really need to find a way to better support each other or get the energy in order there, especially if the household seems kind of tense. Or like just, like sometimes the household, how do I put this into words? Some of you guys, sometimes the household's energy is so negative, or like there's so much tenseness in the air that you guys can cut it with a knife, and you guys really need to work on that in terms of how you guys deal with problems. They linger on for a little too long. Anywho, when it comes to the last card, this is going to represent your person's next set of actions. So with the Nine of Pentacles, if you're in a relationship, this is more so them giving you some space. Like I said, you guys may have a moment where you guys aren't necessarily talking to each other, and needing to give each other a little bit of leg room. But I'm going to stop right here. I hope that I did put things in perspective. If you did enjoy this video, feel free to thumbs it up and subscribe if I can talk. Any information you may be looking for will be listed below in the description. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.